Are you tired of feeling held back by self-doubt? What if I told you that the key to overcoming your inner struggles lies in the ancient wisdom of Miyamoto Musashi? In this video, we'll unlock his powerful teachings to help you conquer self-doubt, build unshakable confidence, and win the battle within. Step 1. Accept self-doubt as part of growth. There is nothing wrong with having doubts about yourself. It's a normal part of being human, especially when you're going somewhere new. The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi knew this very well. He fought many fights in his life, but he always pushed himself to grow, even when things were uncertain. He taught us that doubt and pain are not signs of weakness, but of progress towards something bigger. Self-doubt often comes up when you start something new or hard. This could mean starting a new job, following a creative interest, or becoming a boss. Am I good enough? Or what if I fail? May be whispered by these worries. Instead of fighting these thoughts, see them as signs that you are leaving your comfort zone. When there is growth, there is always some risk. Do not fear what you do not know, which was taught by Musashi, tells us to see the unknown as a chance to learn, not as a reason to run away. Reframing self-doubt is also part of accepting it. See it not as a problem, but as a reason to do something. Self-doubt can help you figure out what you need to work on or achieve. It brings out your hopes and dreams. For example, having doubts about your speaking skills could mean that you value good communication. Being aware of this lets you focus your energy on practicing and getting ready, turning worry into a step rather than a problem. Musashi's life shows us that to be master, we have to face our fears head-on. He didn't shy away from obstacles. Instead, he jumped right into them, seeing each one as a chance to get better. Similarly, you need to change the way you think to accept self-doubt as a part of growth. It's not about getting rid of these feelings. It's about learning to live with them. Accept that self-doubt is a part of the process. Just like a fighter trains not only for battle, but also for the discipline and toughness it builds. Accepting your doubts about yourself helps you become more self-aware and brave. It becomes a friend who helps you understand things better and reach your goals. In this way, self-doubt goes from being seen as a weakness to being a strong partner on your growth path. Step 2. Identify the root of your doubts. To get rid of self-doubt, you must first figure out where it comes from. You can deal with your questions more effectively if you know where they come from, like a skilled swordsman studying his opponent. Miyamoto Musashi said it was important to know your surroundings and your enemies, but maybe the most important thing he taught was how to understand yourself. See that which you can't see with the eye, he wrote. This is also true for self-reflection, which means finding the secret causes of your fears and insecurities. Often, self-doubt comes from bad experiences in the past, societal pressures, or having too high of standards for yourself. You may have failed at something in the past, and that memory stays with you like a shadow, making you doubt your skills. Maybe someone said something negative that planted a question that has since grown without being stopped. It's possible that you feel bad about yourself when you compare yourself to other people. Recognizing the cause is the first step to getting back in control, no matter what it is. Take some time to think about these roots to find them. Keep a journal. It can help you a lot with this. Write down your worries and think about where they might have come from. Ask yourself things like, when did I start to feel this way? Or what makes me think these thoughts? Asterisk, being honest and kind to yourself is important. Musashi said, study the way broadly, and you will see it in all things. This makes us think about how we experience and repeat patterns. Self-doubt can come from fear, like fear of failing, being judged, or the unknown. Musashi thought that fear was a hindrance and told his students to face it with calm. There is nothing outside of you that can make you smarter, stronger, faster, richer, or better. Everything is inside. There is everything. Do not look for anything else, asterisk in other words. The answers to getting over your doubt are already inside you. You just need to find them. Figuring out where your doubts come from gives you the power to successfully challenge them. Like making a map of a battlefield, you can't plan your attack until you know where the enemy is. When you deal with the causes of your fears, they lose some of their power over you. Being aware of yourself not only weakens doubt, but it also helps you feel more confident and strong inside. Step 3. Challenge the voice in your head. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is to train your mind. He said, "You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain." This helps us remember that the stories we tell ourselves are not absolute facts, but rather our own interpretations. We have to fight the negative voice in our heads if we want to get over self-doubt. The voice of self-doubt tends to overstate, oversimplify, and focus on the bad. A small mistake, for example, could make you feel like I'm a failure. When this happens, take a moment to think about whether these thoughts are true. Sayings like always or never should be replaced with more fair points of view. Having the mind of a neutral observer is a good approach. Think of your self-doubt as a character instead of something that is built into you. Give it a name or a personality and deal with it in a neutral way. What evidence backs up this thought? What evidence goes against it? A lot of the time, self-doubt comes from having ideas instead of facts. Musashi's discipline in battle is similar to the discipline we need to have in our minds. He worked hard to get better at his skill, and we need to do the same to stop negative self-talk until it comes naturally to us. Over time, this changing of the way you think makes self-doubt less powerful. Don't forget that the voice of self-doubt is not you. It's your fears and doubts coming together. By questioning it, you take back control of your inner story and make your mind stronger. Step 4. Build evidence of your abilities. Musashi thought that movement was the best way to show how skilled someone was. He said, "You can only fight the way you practice." This piece of advice also applies to self-doubt. The best way to stop it is to show that you can do it over and over again. Start by recognizing the things you've done well in the past, no matter how small. Make a success journal to record the things you've done well, the problems you've solved, and the skills you've learned. This is a physical sign of your skills, which can help you when you're feeling doubtful. Next, make goals that you can reach, and that will help you find new proof. Break up big chores into smaller ones, and enjoy each small accomplishment. For example, if you're not sure about your public speaking skills, start with a small group and then move on to bigger groups. Every success boosts confidence and fights self-doubt. Musashi's life shows how important it is to plan ahead. He didn't win fights by chance. He trained and practiced all the time. In the same way, getting ready for something, whether it's learning, practicing, or asking for feedback, makes you feel more confident in your abilities. It takes time to gather proof, but it is one of the best ways to fight self-doubt. Every little win shows how strong you are and helps you remember that you can do it, even when you doubt yourself. Step 5. Stop seeking perfection. Many people have self-doubt because they want to be perfect. Musashi wrote, "Do not try to follow in the footsteps of the masters. Seek what they sought." This shows that he knew that perfection was pointless. This makes us more likely to focus on progress and purpose instead of goals that we can't reach. Perfection is a lie that keeps us unhappy over and over again. It makes us believe that anything less than perfect is a failure. Do something different to change this way of thinking. Instead of trying to be great, try to get better. No matter how small the progress is, it should be celebrated. Accept the idea of good enough. There's no need to settle for average. This just means realizing that perfection is not the goal but growth. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. See them as chances to learn. Musashi's theory of adaptability tells us to go with the flow of things instead of trying to stick to a rigid ideal. You should also be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself like you would a friend when you fall short. Remember that flaws are a part of what it means to be human. If you let go of the need to be perfect, you can break free from self-doubt that holds you back and make real progress. Step 6. Surround yourself with encouragement. Musashi often talked about how important one's surroundings are. He said, "Respect the gods, but do not rely on them." This serves as a reminder to surround ourselves with good people and take responsibility for our own growth. The things around you have a big effect on how you think. Put yourself around people who will support, inspire, and believe in you. These people could be mentors, friends who are there for you, or co-workers who share your values and help you feel strong. At the same time, limit your time spent with bad forces. This includes people who put down your efforts, places that make you question your own abilities, and even things that make you feel inadequate and compare yourself to others. Be as careful to protect your mental space as you would your physical space. Musashi believed in being independent as well. Even though support from others is very helpful, you have to fight the war inside yourself. Outside support should be used as fuel, not as a crutch. Practice thanks and affirmations to boost your own confidence. Every day, remind yourself of your strengths and growth. By being around positive people, you make it easier for your confidence to grow. Both outside and inside encouragement can help you face your self-doubt and keep going. Step 7. Act despite the doubts. Action, not thought, is the key to growth. This is one of the most important lessons we can learn from Miyamoto Musashi. Musashi lived his whole life in a state of constant conflict and uncertainty. He never waited for the right time or to be sure of what to do before acting. His simple thought was, don't do anything that won't help. When it comes to self-doubt, this means that taking action, even if you don't know what will happen, is often the best way to get over your fears. When we doubt ourselves, it can stop us in our tracks and make us question our worth and skills. You might find yourself thinking too much while you wait for the right time for your worries to go away. This will never happen though. There will always be doubt in your life, and you should not wait for it to go away before taking action. Musashi's life shows us that we have to keep going even when things are unclear if we want mastery and victory. Taking action even when you're not sure is a very brave thing to do. When you face your fears and do something, you show yourself that you can do it. Every step forward, no matter how small, builds energy and makes self-doubt less powerful. By doing things, we earn experience, get better at what we do, and grow. Musashi often fought enemies that seemed stronger or more powerful than him, but he never shied away from them. He believed in his training and his ability to change. He knew that the key to success wasn't not having any doubts, but moving forward anyway. One of Musashi's most famous tactics was to be flexible and open to new ideas. In the same way, you have to adapt by moving anyway when you have doubts. It's about changing your way of thinking so that the way you do something is more important than the result. The important thing is to start no matter how unsure you feel. This is true whether you're working on a tough project at work, speaking up in a meeting, or going after your own dream. You change your brain by choosing to act even though you have questions. Being honest with yourself about your deeds shows that your worth and skills are not based on how you feel at any given time. Musashi knew that he could never be perfect, but that he could always make progress by doing the right thing over and over again. You need to take bold steps forward to get ready for life's challenges, just like a samurai does before fight. Each step reduces doubt and brings you closer to mastery.